Greetings to all my loved ones. Welcome back to another episode of Healing Wisdom with me, your favorite and sexiest and most honest spiritual advisor, Empress Oracle. I hope everybody's doing well today. On behalf of Starseed Galactic Federation, I have been given access to this knowledgeable information from my Akashic records for the purpose of aiding humanity. This information is given directly to me as a divine channel, and any use or reproduction of the information without proper acknowledgement or accreditation from where this information was received will result in instant karma for any plagiarizing parties and or individuals. And so it is. So today, I would like to talk to you guys about different types of soulmates, because there are different types of soulmates that we come across in this journey that we call life. We're going to come across a lot of different people who are to teach us lessons, and a lot of them we may identify as soulmates to us. The thing is, people need to understand that there are different types of soulmates. As per Webster's dictionary, there's two definitions for soulmate. The first one is a person who is perfectly suited to another in temperament. The second definition is a person who strongly resembles another in attitude or beliefs. And the second definition is the one that most people can significantly relate to, why they feel as though a particular person, whether person, animal, thing, is their soulmate. Because, anything that contains energy, all things are made up of energy, first of all. Right? So anything that contains energy, you can feel a kinsmanship with. You can feel a synchronicity with. You can feel an alignment with. Whether it's a person, an animal, a tree, they all have energy. And you may feel as though that's your soulmate. Now, the problem comes in identifying the different types, just like I said, because we are living in a karmic world, which means that we do have karmic soulmates. Now, somebody who is a karmic in your life is somebody who all they bring to you is negative things, karmic cycles, toxic cycles, negative energy, destruction, mischief, ill intentions. Those are karmic soulmates. And a lot of us have a habit of getting caught up in these toxic love cycles, especially with people that we have already professed to be our soulmates before shit got real, basically. And a lot of times, because a lot of people feel as though they made that declaration, like, hey, this person is my soulmate, or they made that internal vow to themselves, like, oh, this person is my soulmate, I'll love you forever. They feel as though they are obligated to stay into that negative or toxic situation or environment because they feel as though that's going to show a modicum of loyalty. That'll make their soulmate, that person who they were vibing so well energetically at one time, they feel as though maybe some of that good energy will rub off on that person, and that is false. I'm going to tell you right now, this is not math class, okay? But one thing we will realize is that negative and negative do not make positive, especially when it is coming to your own personal energy, chakras, alignment, and spiritual journey. You will never have a positive spiritual journey with a karmic or toxic individual or a karmic or toxic relationship, no matter what it is, whether that relationship be with food, with alcohol, with the individual, with going to a certain place, with gambling, any type of habit that is negative, that incurs negative feelings, negative results. It's not good for you. Whether you felt as though you guys were aligned at one point in time and identified as soulmates, another thing that people fail to understand is some soulmates are temporary for certain seasons in your life where collaborating with them will activate either a lesson or a blessing, and sometimes both. That's why, for example, when I said as though some people may feel as though gambling, a hobby, a hustle, a craft, anything, they may feel a kinship to it. Like, okay, this gives me soulmate energy. This is my vibe. But once it becomes unhealthy for you, it's no longer your vibe. So people need to know when to cash out, when to give in. Okay, that does not mean that you are a failure, but let's just say you had a nice gambling career. Let's say you played professional poker for 21 years, right? And you said, I love everything to do about gambling. I feel as though poker, when I feel in there, the vibe that I get is just like, oh my gosh, my love for it. I would consider poker a soulmate of sorts, right? Everything that goes towards playing that game, that's my strategy. That's how I move. We are one, okay? After a while, you may end up on a losing streak, or you may not do as well. And you have to know when to cash those chips in, as I said, because that's how something goes from a passion to an addiction. And we all know that addictions are unhealthy. And the same thing goes for people. That's what people fail to understand. That's not saying that when the times get rough and you're in a relationship where you just go ahead and automatically throw the towel in. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, when you are realizing that any type of relationship or anything that you are in is doing more harm than good to you, whether it is physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that means that is one of the first indications that time period for you guys to be in a soulmate like relationship or whatever is coming to a close. And it's up to you to be real enough with yourself to identify that shit and be like, okay, we had our season, but either I have outgrown this situation, this relationship, this environment, or I see that this significant person, my significant other, whether it's a friend, a lover, a cousin, you can say to yourself, I can see that we are no longer on the same path. We are going our separate ways. We have outgrown each other. And it's up to you to be unselfish enough to know when to let things go. Because a lot of times, because people feel as though certain individuals are a soulmate to them, whether it is a best friend, a sibling, a significant other, they don't want to let go. And what you have to understand is, you two may have been in collaboration in order to learn things off of each other, in order to evolve better, in order to move forward and not make perhaps the same mistakes that you made in your relationship with somebody else. All right, you guys may have 3 or 4 items on the list of compatibility that check off. However, that just might not be your person. That was a temporary season. That was a season. Learn that does not mean that all that time that you put into that relationship, all that money, everything you invested emotionally and physically, it was not in vain, because it's supposed to have taught you something. So don't turn that relationship bittersweet, or don't turn that relationship bitter at all by not knowing when to walk away, when to cut the cord, when to let go, when to realize that you have outgrown that season with that particular soulmate. People have an issue with that. And that's what stops people from their proper soul's evolution, from learning the lessons that they are supposed to learn. Not only are we supposed to learn lessons this lifetime, but we are also supposed to pay it forward to others who may not have the mental capacity or capability to process certain experiences and learn the lesson in the way that we have in order to help others. You're stunting your growth, and you're stunting everybody else's growth around you. Because even, for example, if it's in a relationship, let's say you guys procreate, you have children, whether they're real or even if they're fur babies, pets. They feel your energy. So they'll know when something is not right, and they will absorb that negative energy because of that unbalance in that relationship, in that home, in that lifestyle. And then they will start to act out because of that. And who will be the one to blame? You. Whether by accident or not. That's something that we have to realize. It does not, when you cut your losses and you walk away from a temporary season with somebody, that does not make you a loser. That makes you a learner. Know the difference. You're not losing anything. You're going to end up coming out a better person. Yes, you may be hurt. You may be bruised. You may feel victimized at first. You may feel used. But give yourself some time to process those emotions. Okay? To pick through it like you're going through the recycle bin. And take the good things, the good lessons, the blessings from that experience, instead of choosing to harp on the negative things and be bitter. It's a shame that the way that society is today, people, they won't comment on the positive. But the first time you make a mistake, that's what they want to glorify. That's what they want to put the magnifying glass on. We need to stop that, because all that is doing is causing negative illusions, right? That's building up toxic cycles, because then people are feeling like, okay, any type of attention is good attention. I don't get attention. I don't get my soul fed when I do good. But whenever I do bad, that's when I get the attention that I seek. And that is wrong. That is wrong. Okay? As I was saying before, certain examples of certain soulmate partnerships that may, at first, come under the guise of longevity, but it may actually just be a season for growth and soul enhancement, may be marriages, mentor relationships, best friends. You know, hell, even I know I had a tattoo soulmate one time, okay? It's specifically a person who came into my life to do my tattoos, but at the same time, we both learned off each other. We had conversation during the tattoos. I was able to aid my tattoo artist, now friend, in his soul's journey, and he was able to help me in my soul journey by capturing the art on my body that told my story of different seasons that I had with different soulmates and with myself, and how I grew and transformed. So that's what you have to understand. In a marriage also, you may be married to somebody. You may get married fresh out of high school, and you guys have a good 20, 25 year marriage together. You build certain things. You have children. You build a business. You move on. And then after a while, you guys have plateaued. It's time for you guys to go your separate ways, because as you have grown, as you have learned yourself and each other, you have realized that yes, we are compatible. However, at this season in my life, I feel as though we have grown to love each other in a different facet of love. You are still a soulmate to me, but our season is over. That would cut half of the bullshit and toxicity, and that would help a lot of people when they go through their divorces and their transition from married to single. I'm not saying that all marriages are temporary soulmates, okay? So don't nitpick what I'm saying, whoever it is that is watching me very hard looking for faults. Find the fault within yourself, okay? Different soulmates are akin to different types of love. Just like you love somebody that you're in an intimate relationship with, your significant other, you're not going to love your best friend, or you're not supposed to love your best friend the same way, which means you're not supposed to be sleeping with your best friend. The same way you love your significant other, you're not going to love your parents that way. You're not going to love your dog that way. That's the same thing with the different types of soulmates that you have. You may have a work soulmate, okay? A work soulmate that every time you go into the office and you clock in, and then the boss gives you a job to do, you already know you're going to get together with so-and-so and y'all going to rock that shit. Rock that shit. Like Jay-Z and Beyonce, y'all gonna kill it. That is a soulmate to you, all right? At some point in life, your souls decided that you need to come together to do certain things for the greater good of both of you, whether it be through a lesson or a blessing. Because sometimes, as I said, these things, they seem to have a negative end result, but that is just the initial result. Once the dust has settled, what you take from it and what you learn is what really matters the most, besides the experience, right? The confusion comes in when there is acknowledgement of a special, deeper connection than normal, but either party cannot accept the fact that the connection is temporary. As you grow, as you learn yourself, as you learn the specifications of your soul, your soul's journey, as you learn how to accept other people, as you learn how to let go of other people, as you learn how to let go of self-limiting doubts, beliefs, fears, X, Y, and Z, you will learn not to hold grudges on people who you thought were soulmates, but didn't stay. They didn't last. Just like the seasons, certain soulmates are temporary. Take that lesson with you guys. I love you all, and I hope that you really listen to what I had to say and close your eyes and listen to the message so you can gain a clearer understanding. And also too, Don't forget to check out my shop on Etsy, Empress Oracle Shop. There I have all kinds of healing crystal jewelry for your soul's journey, for everything from healing, regenerating, and to attract the kind of love that you truly deserve. That being said, you guys have a wonderful day. Be blessed and know that I love you all.